These men have travelled hundreds of kilometres to get here. They are from Ethiopia. They want to go to Yemen, they say, hoping to work there even if there is a war. We're in Djibouti, north of the Horn of Africa. This road leads to the city of Obok, some 30 kilometres from the coast of Yemen. In the past few weeks, hundreds of Yemeni refugees have made the crossing to escape the conflict raging in their country. Djibouti is one of the few countries to accept them. Temporary shelters were set up, including at this orphanage currently under construction. Many are in a state of shock. This woman has just learned that her house has been destroyed. Vesem and his wife have also lost everything.
In my country, it's a war of mass destruction. There is murder, human rights violations. Our home and our car were destroyed. We left everything behind us. We left our dreams to live in the unknown. We wait here, but we don't know what the future holds.
Though they're grateful to be safe in Djibouti, most we meet don't want to stay here. The conditions are too harsh, they say, and there's no future for them. But they know it'll be a long time before they can go home. Ahmed came with his young pregnant wife. His mother was killed by a sniper in Yemen just a few days ago.
Djiboutian people gave us a big help, and also the Yemeni traders here in Djibouti. But we will not find anything here. No jobs, no better life. Yeah, we are stuck here. Most of people here, they want to go to Europe because they know about the future in Yemen.
Over time, the refugees are transferred to this camp run by the UNHCR. At first, it received just single men. The Djibouti authorities fear the migrants might be infiltrated by terrorist elements. But the men dismiss this idea. All they want is to escape the nightmare they've lived through, says Mohammed, a school teacher.
A lot of people here, they are very educated, intelligent, some teachers, engineering, and a lot of college degrees, and they want to live. They are tired. We need the European to help us with the mentality of our government. I hope European to help us to be democratic. I have to be free as a human. I have to be free. Freedom.
The UN Refugee Agency expects up to 15,000 Yemenis to arrive in Djibouti over the next 6 months, equaling the number of refugees and asylum seekers from Africa that the country is already hosting. A burden this nation of 873,000 struggles to cope with.
It's clear that this will put a massive pressure on a small country like Djibouti that has been struggling with drought, with a large unemployment rate and widespread poverty.
That poverty underlines a particular kind of trade in Obok, a transit point for thousands of African migrants travelling illegally to the Arabian Peninsula. We meet Havi, not her real name. She doesn't want to be identified. Havi was a smuggler for 5 years. In total, she organised the journeys of some 5,000 illegal migrants. We follow her to the outskirts of the city where dozens of exiles are waiting to reach the other side. This group of Ethiopians are hoping to find work in Saudi Arabia.
We have borrowed money from our families to come down here. We can't go back to Ethiopia with nothing. We have debts to repay. If we stay here, we're lost. There's no other hope than to go to Saudi Arabia.
Havi won't organise this trip or any other while the conflict in Yemen continues. Since the start of the military intervention in March, the price of the crossing has doubled, but it's still too big a risk, Havi says, for her and for the migrants. However, the trafficking hasn't stopped altogether. At Obok, she says there's no other way to make money.
If you have nothing, you're motivated to do everything. Even arms dealing, drugs dealing, everything, anything we can grasp, because we have nothing. Honestly, we're ready to take all the risks. I look for work everywhere. Nobody pays attention to me. So why shouldn't I do illegal stuff, since I have nothing? How can I satisfy my needs and those of my children? Thank God, long live the illegal immigrants. If ever the crisis stops in Yemen, I swear I'll do my job again. I'm not afraid of anything. I'll do it. If I get hired and I find a legal job, okay, I can stop. That's it, yeah.
Si jamais qu'on m'embauche et que je trouve un boulot, oui, là, je peux m'arrêter. Oui.
Last year, more than 100,000 illegal immigrants passed through Djibouti to the Arabian Peninsula. With the conflict in Yemen, traffic has slowed, but not completely halted, says the head of Djibouti's Coast Guard. The country is a magnet for illegal migration, and the authorities don't have the resources to overcome the problem. More help is needed from the states where the migrants are headed, he says.
The Coast Guard has thwarted and arrested, in less than 3.5 years, about 40,000 people. But when we stop 1,000, 2,000 others get through. That's what I think. Because our staff and efforts are just not enough. We need to work collectively with the neighbouring countries, the European countries, and indeed whichever countries are concerned by this tragedy.
The international community has promised to support the countries of origin and transit, but it's had little effect so far. Europe has helped with the battle against maritime piracy through its Atalanta mission. A handover of command ceremony took place in the port of Djibouti while we were filming there. The success of the Atalanta force has raised the prospect of a similar initiative in the Mediterranean targeting people smugglers. But at the time of our report, nothing has been confirmed.
There are several options on the table. One is, for example, but I quote it as quite theoretical, it is to expand the mandate of the force to fight more directly against other forms of trafficking. Trafficking of human beings, arms trafficking, drug trafficking, which are plaguing this region of the world.
We head for Ali Ade, a 2.5-hour drive south of the capital. Nestled between arid mountains is the country's largest refugee camp. It's home to around 10,000 people, mostly Somalis, but also Ethiopians and Eritreans. Hubi fled the civil war in Somalia in 2008. She lives here with her 7 daughters. Their 19-year-old brother disappeared 2 years ago. He wanted to travel illegally to Europe, passing through Sudan and Libya. Hubi received a call last year telling her her son had been seized by Libyan traffickers. They demanded a ransom of $5,500, threatening to sell his organs. For the family, it was an impossible sum. They haven't heard from Mohammed Noor since.
I'm worrying every day. My brother, I love you. My brother's name is Mohammed Noor.
I hear on the radio about people who have died at sea, about ill treatment they suffer when they arrive in a country. I don't want any mother to go through such suffering. I can't sleep at night. I worry all the time. I don't know if my son is alive or dead. I have a request for developed countries in Europe and for the United States. They must take legal action against smugglers. They have to do more to stop them. These people are criminals.
All in the camp want to tell us how difficult life is. Many of these young people were born here. They have no vision of the future. In a country where the unemployment rate reaches 70%, there's little chance of integrating. Increasingly, the young are opting for illegal migration.
Our life is very bad. It goes day by day, very low. And the still young, all the youths live as refugees. Even the school, it is not recognized. They didn't give us recognized certificate.
We not get any help for here, as of the life, as of the education, as of the health. But we have only here peace only. We don't have anything.
At the end of this year, if I didn't get any result or any hope which is different from the past time, I should have to go there through the sea compulsorily, because I cannot return back to my country because of the civil war problems, you know. So I have the only way, and that way is only to go through the sea, whether I died or not, get a died or get something better.
Many in the camp are awaiting a response to their request for resettlement in third countries. Very few are eligible. Abraham arrived from Ethiopia 25 years ago. He runs a small restaurant with his wife. It's a makeshift life in the confinements of a camp for people long forgotten by the world, he says. And for Abraham, as long as the root causes are not addressed, the tragedy of illegal migration will be unending.
First of all, the government should have to struggle to change and the stability of the countries to keep the people there in their countries. My message is give us a durable solution, not for us, for our children. They get married here. They give unnecessary birth here without education. It is amazing. We can't do nothing. We fathers and mothers, we can't do nothing. We are going to die tomorrow and after tomorrow and there's no problem, but we are old. But our children, they don't have any futurity.
Okay.
Yeah, so please, my message is save our children, not for us. Save our children, if possible.